It's now 2 o'clock, so no more votes. The election officers and tellers will now move the ballot box to a private room and commence counting. And the entire process will need to be supervised by the election scrutineers. So if Michael and Ingrid could join the election officers outside and oversee the voting, and I'll be back at 3 o'clock to announce the result. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Welcome back to the EPNIC Annual General Meeting in its afternoon session. Just the last session, one session to go. Then afternoon session starts with the Corporation SIG report. I'd like to invite Dr. Govind, one of the co-chair of the Corporation SIG, to deliver his report as the chair. Thank you very much, Dr. Govind.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Chair, for Maimuna Kinori. This is regarding the Corporation SIG report, which held on 23rd of February here. As you are all aware, that the Corporation SIG is a forum which deals with the broader internet public policy issues and internet governance issues, which is related to the ethnic community, and to deliberate more on the policy matters, which is the governments, industries, civil society, all are involved in that. And this is the most youngest of the Corporation SIG thing which has come up last year. So it is yet to evolve, I will say, in the sense that more and more people have to take active participation and how to formulate the policies in the years to come, because next internet growth next billion is going to come from the Asia Pacific region. So this is going to be very important Corporation SIG in that sense, that how we structure it, formulate it, how we make the capacity building, outreach programs to the Asian community, and India and rest of the Asian community will be playing a very important role in this whole endeavor. So this is the agenda which was there on that day. The IGF update was given by Izumi, and here she talked about how the IGF process started in 2006 after the WSIS deliberations in Tunis agenda, and Internet Governance Forum started. The first meeting in Athens, then in the Rio, then India, and then we have covered around 15 such meetings, last again in Brazil. So she talked about how the multi-stakeholder approach is coming in a big way in resolving the issues and deliberations. And IGF is mostly the discussion and deliberations forum rather than an outcome. So many people are from all over the world, they get together there, and it's not an outcome-based forum like ICANN or any other forum where people come, deliberate, see what the kind of policy things, what are the access issues, what are the diversity issues, what are the openness, what are the security. There are 35 such issues which are there in the IGF space as far as the last such meeting held. So these are all discussed, deliberated, and the participation from Asia Pacific is mostly coming from India, China, Japan, and few countries. So our cheers that more and more countries should participate in these IGF forums so that deliberations are more tuned to the Asian Pacific community and Asia Pacific policy thing. The next speaker for that agenda was Mr. Maimuna Kinori. He talked about the NetMundial initiative, how the NetMundial, which started in April 2014 in Brazil, is giving way to a larger platform to the global community, how the internet is going to be worked out in the sense that how the multi-stakeholder approach is going to give a total new dimension to the Internet Governance Forum. And the Net Mundial initiative provides a platform to deliberate in a new version, which gives rise to how the internet is going to grow in the next couple of years. He also said that how this Net Mundial initiative is giving ways to the other such discussions all over the world, and starting from Brazil, and then even the next WSIS meetings and the next enhanced cooperation meetings in Geneva. They are all going to take care of this Net Mundial outcomes and how they're going to put up forward. The next presentation was the APNIC outreach activity in cybersecurity by Adli Wahid. He gave a very wonderful overview of how the cybersecurity things are going on in the Asia-Pacific region, to the CERT, to the APNIC, to the capacity building programs, to the outreach programs. And he cited many such trainings which have been conducted in the region. And he invited comments, he invited many such things which are helpful to the cyber community, cyber security area, as this is going to be an important parameter for any of the internet issues or any internet proliferation and those kind of things. He also said that APNIC is ready to help the community, the countries, to build up their cybersecurity system and how it is going to help them to move forward in this space. The next presentation was by myself on the net neutrality, how our regulator has began the consultation process sometime back in the net neutrality aspects, and how this, because now that consultation was over, so we came out with the India position on how the differential pricing is going to decide or it is not to be decided. There was a big debate where most of the community, the civil society, the internet users, and the telcos, ISPs, content providers, all participated, and very overwhelming response to the TRI paper, consultation paper, which gave rise to the TRI to think what way the whole process has to be worked out. A country like India, which is geographically different in the sense that we were 1.3 billion, but our internet population is 400 million, and the mobile population is 1 billion. So how to penetration is a one challenge, and at the same time, if we do not allow the differential pricing, the free basics kind of Google or the Facebook kind of internet.org, how the balance out between the two. And they analyze that the very nature of the internet, the end-to-end, the universal protocol system, and the internet is not like any other utility like water and gas, where you can provide a differential pricing. So it is more, the scope of the internet increases as you use and go forward. So it is not like the part of the internet can be a truncated internet, can be a way forward for your internet access. So they deliberated, they analyzed the whole issue, and they came out that differential pricing may not be suitable parameter for the country like India, and they favored the net neutrality process in its entirety. So the internet as a process needs to be accessed through other means in the national broadband programs, the access programs, without hampering the internet neutrality. The next was the CoVU's invitation to APR-IGF. I believe this is going to happen 27th to 29th of July in Taiwan, Taipei. So he invited what are the workshops and what are the, still there is time to submit papers from the Asia Pacific community on various topics, like on cybersecurity, on the net neutrality, access issues, the diversity issues, language issues. So there are a whole lot of issues. I think Asia Pacific is the most happening region, I will say that, where a lot of things are going to happen in the next couple of years, and it is going to be very important and critical, where APNIC and APR-IGF can play a very important role. So that's it. That was the main agenda, and their brief deliberations, what happened, and this is the photo where the all people who presented there were present. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Govind. Any question or comments? Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next speaker is the Professor Chen, Xianxiong Chen, for his report from the IPv6 readiness measurement BOF. Thank you very much, Professor.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Xianxiong Chen. I'm from Taiwan Network Information Center. It's my great pleasure to give the report of IPv6 readiness measurement BOF. As you can see, in the latest BOF meeting was held in As you can see in this figure, the latest BOF meeting was held on this Wednesday afternoon. So I'm very happy we have invited 6 speakers, and there are about more than 45 participants attending this BOF meeting. Here's the presenter list. I don't want to elaborate the detail. So in this presentation, so I'd like to firstly introduce the status report of IPv6 readiness measurement, and then I will describe the result of data analysis of the readiness measurement, and finally I'll give a conclusion. Kevin from ISOC is the first speaker. So, Kevin introduced the status of the ISOC IPv6 deployment, including the infrastructure and the IPv6 external services, internal services, and the IPv6 policy. And Kevin also mentioned that the ISOC supports the, Go6 lab to test the IPv6 implementation, plus DNSSEC and the DAN. And the ISOC also hosts the NET64 solution for public testing. Fujisaki-san from NTT Japan is our second speaker. He mentioned many ISPs have provided the IPv6 services for both enterprise and consumer users. But only a few cellular carriers provide the IPv6 connectivity in Japan. And IPv6 government services is increasing in Japan. But large content provider in ISP right now do not support IPv6 yet. So in Japan, IPv6 internet connectivity has very smoothly increasing. So, and as to the content provider and the cellular provider, we still a long way to go. We still need to tackle to improve their performance. Okay. So the third speaker is Mr. Tang from VNNIC. Tang introduced the national IPv6 master plan in VNAN. Basically, it's a 3-phase national plan, and from the year 2030 to 2050 is the second stage is so-called the starting phase. In this phase, some SP in VLAN started to provide the IPv6 service only to a small group of users. And Tang also mentioned from the beginning of this year, so they are moving to the third phase. Third phase is an implementation phase. They will migrate all the network to be IPv6 capable. They also want to do the survey from all the users, from all the peoples, and they also want to do the measurement through the checkpoint in some ISP networks. And Jingheng Gu from TWNIC introduced the status update of the IPv6 readiness in Taiwan, not only the status of the 3 common criteria, but also include other measurement criteria. And Jingheng also mentioned in Taiwan, TWNIC has organized an advisory committee to promote the ISP IPv6 access network. Sikang Huang from Zhonghua Telecom is the 5th speaker. Mr. Wang talked about introduce the status of Zhonghua Telecom. He also mentioned Zhonghua Telecom will provide the IPv6 capable home router, home gateways to the customers. And the Zhonghua Telecom is also has helped two product together first 2 CE router ready logos in the world. And he also mentioned several challenges in promoting the mobile services in Taiwan. Unfortunately, when Mr. Wang presented his last slide, his conclusion slide, there was a fire alarm. Actually, it was a false alarm. So, but everybody everybody need to evacuate. So the BOF meeting has been suspended and resumed in 1 hour later. So, so we have no time to hear the survey, hear the oral presentation from NZRS. So the only thing I can do but summarize his PPTs into this page. So they are passive and active measurement of IPv6 by NZRS. And according to his PPTs, they show that the third-party statistics, including the Google, Akamai, RIPE NCC, and APNIC, also can be seen in his PPTs. And now let us take a look of the result of the data analysis. As you can see in this figure is regarding to the IPv6 allocation and the BGP advertisement. In this figure, we are happy to find that in every Asia-Pacific region, the data is increasing in each country. So the average in the last year, the average in last year is has arrived at 24.75%. It is almost double. It's almost a double of the average in the year of 2011. So it's a very good result. So let's move to the second criteria. Second common criteria is the service availability. This data are collected from the data ALISA top 500 web services for each CCTLD. As you can see in this figure, for the top 2 countries, the India and Singapore, the data are going down. But for the rest of the country, the data are going up. So it comes up, the average is almost the same as the data in the year 2014. Okay, so let's move to the third common criteria, is so-called user availability. As you can see in this figure, the average in the last year, 2015, has arrived at 3.56%. It is still very low, so we still have a long way to go. But actually, the average in the last year is almost the triple, almost the triple of the result in the year 2014. So now I'd like to make a conclusion. So in addition to the measurement results from the existing public available databases, we also have some results from the CCTLD database. All of these results have been presented in the BOF meeting. And more than 30 organizations have given presentation in our previous BOF meeting. So we will invite more CCTLD or ISP to participate in our future BOF meeting. And finally, other different methodology or evaluation criteria are very welcome. So thank you very much. Please join us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any question or comment? All right. Okay, thank you very much, Professor Tan.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and we are having the last report from the APIX. Chihu Chen is coming to the podium.
Thank you. I'm Chihu Chang. I'm on the steering committee of APIX. I do the updates on behalf of APIX. Credit goes to Toyama-san of JPNet because he prepared the report. Okay, we are an organization for the internet exchange providers in Asia-Pacific region. Our objective is to share knowledge and information about technical, operational, business issues and solutions related to operating internet exchanges. And we are glad that we have two new members. Both are from this region. The one is IX. The first one, IX Australia. Another one is Megaport, Mega-IX. And for Mega-IX, in fact, they have presence in other sub-regions of Asia-Pacific. And so now we have 19 members in total from 13 countries and economies. And as you can see from this diagram, our members actually are expanding to not just their home country, but also in other countries, which is really good, I think. And in fact, I personally like competition, and competition drives us to do better. And we also have received a new request from two IXs. We are evaluating the request. One is from China, is CHNIX, and another one I think is very well known is M6 Hong Kong. And we will determine whether we will accept their membership request soon. And at this meeting, our steering committee members are Toyama-san from JPNet, me from Hong Kong HKIX, A.J. Kumar, he's a secretary from Nexin India, Gaurav, MPIX from Nepal, and Brian Kim, Kings from Korea. But Brian actually has left Kings, but he continued to serve on our steering committee. And And this is the meeting history. And we try to collocate our meetings with APNIC, Apricot, because our members will come to APNIC, Apricot anyway. We don't want to have our members to travel too much. But usually we host our meeting on Sunday, right before the APNIC Apricot Week. And we are considering to move to like Tuesday, but we have not decided yet. And here are the attendees. And we also, although we are a closed meeting, we also invites like the potential members of APIX to join us, and also we invite IXPs from other regions, our peers in Europe and US, to join us so as to learn from them and exchange knowledge and information. And sometimes we also invite vendors to give us a presentation about the products that are related to internet exchanges. And then we also, of course, we also invite APNIC to attend a meeting so as to, have more exchange and also to have their support. Well, although we have held our meeting for, 14, 15 times already, we are still a very young organization. We are not a legal entity yet. But since we want to make it more official, in this meeting we decided to, collect a membership, start to collect membership fee, and after some discussion, we have decided to use $100 per year as our initial membership fee, which is very nominal, which is I think. All our members can afford to do that, and which will be a starting point, and then afterwards we'll spend time to lay down our plan for the future, and also various processes related to incorporating our entity, and in the future we may increase the fee, but. We try not to rely on membership fee too much, and we will try our best to get sponsorship from various parties, especially vendors. Well, this time we also had election of our steering committee, and Gareth actually has decided to step down, and so now we have a new steering committee member from Australia, who is Gavin Treaty, and he is from Megaport, Mega IX, and Brian Kim, although he has left King's, he continued to serve on our steering committee, and now he's with Twitch, and actually King's nominated him, so I think he has done a very good job for King's, obviously. Okay, here's all the members, and at the meeting, in fact, we all we've forgotten to put a slide for the presentations, but in the meeting, actually, we talked about various different things, including we have presentation from the new members, like IX Australia, and Megaport, Mega IX, and we also have presentation from our potential member, CHNIX, which is a very interesting presentation because I think a lot of us actually don't quite know about the internet industry in China, so the presentation actually helped us understand more about the internet industry in China. And we also had Netflix to present about their peering interconnection strategy. I think you all know Netflix is coming to this region, and they have generated a lot of traffic to all of us. And we hope to, be better prepared for their, even more traffic, especially the video traffic. And we also had presentation from EuroIX, and we also had presentation about PeeringDB, the new PeeringDB 2.0, and we have presentation about GoBGP, which is a new route server software that will give us more options, and also some like optical switch solution, the technical issues related to unknown unicast flooding, and also we had Archie to talk about the internet industry peering scenario in Philippines, which help us to understand the whole region. Anyway, and as I mentioned, we are still a very young organization, and the thing is, although we have a domain name which is www.apix.asia, when you type it in, you cannot see anything because our website is not ready. And we are planning to, really set it up. And we tried to use EuroIX software, but seems that they had some issue with the software themselves. So we are finding alternative. Hopefully the software will be set up soon. But we don't really have enough resources. So if you are an IXP and you want to join us and you think you can contribute to us, no matter you're on the steering committee or not, we welcome that. And we really need more volunteers. And we want to thank especially APNIC because we don't have any resources, including money. So all the meeting rooms, interconnectivity, remote participation, lunches, coffee breaks are all supported, mostly supported by APNIC. And for the dinner, we also had the support of JPNet, JPIX, and Limelight. Can I say that? I didn't ask. Anyway, and also special thanks to APNIC staff, Art and Sunny, for helping us on the election, which ran very smoothly. And that's it. And again, if you are an ISP or if you are planning to set up an ISP, and I think there's a lot for us to help up or exchange knowledge and information, and please contact us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments? Nothing? Thank you very much for the report, Chief. Then we come to, this concludes the whole report from the community, and beforehand we had reports from the Executive Council and the Secretariat, and now we are looking forward the future. I'd like to introduce and invite the Simone Sabir to deliver the APNIC 42 update, which is coming next meeting.
Good afternoon, and at the AA of APNIC 41, I'd like to take the opportunity to invite all of you to APNIC 42 at BINOC 6 in Dhaka. And though I'm not a native English-speaking people, but I have a very bad habit of talking very fast, so please excuse me. So this is the conference venue and the main accommodation for the APNIC 42, Pan-Pacific Shunargaon at the heart of Dhaka. And we hope that BINOC 6 and APNIC 42 will be held there, and starting on September 29th, and conference will be at the first week of October. So here's the venue info. It's 14 kilometer from the Dhaka International Airport. If in normal condition, it's around 30 minutes, but sometimes it may take 1 hour 30 minutes to go and come back from the airport. And here's few information that our currency is Taka, and it's approximately 78 Taka per US dollar. Native language is Bangla, and time zone is UTC plus 6, so 6 hours behind from the New Zealand time. And in the end September, October, it will be a little bit hot and humid, but not as hot as summer, so it won't be that very difficult. And the power is 220 volt power we use, and the socket type is British plug socket system, not like New Zealand. And for shopping, it's a good place actually. It's much cheaper than the rest of the world. So if you want to do some shopping, especially clothing and many handicrafts, it's a very good place to go. And to reach Dhaka, we have a lot of direct flight. These are the destination where you can fly directly to Dhaka. But from any other world, it's basically a single hop if your city doesn't connect directly to Dhaka. And regarding visa, few countries in the top that they can get visa on arrival. And if your country doesn't have any Bangladesh High Commission, you also get visa on arrival. And if you have an embassy there and visa on arrival case, you have to have $52 visa fee in the airport, preferably cash. Sometimes credit card creates some problem from our earlier experience at the immigration. So if you go for visa on arrival, please have $52 cash in your pocket. And if you have a Bangladesh High Commission there, get a visa, and it's not a very difficult process. For detail, you can actually go to visitbangladesh.gov.bd, where the detailed visa information is there. And beside Pan Pacific, the nearest hotel is the Best Western Lavincy in Dhaka. It's a 3-star hotel. But there are 2 hotels we mentioned, Westin and Lakeshore. Again, they're usually 15 to 20 minutes from the venue, but sometimes in the day it may take 1 hour. So if you book your stay in these 2 hotels, so just mind this before booking. And here's few attractions in nearby Dhaka city. In the leisure, you can actually really visit there. These are very near to our venue, most of them. So you can enjoy your time, apart from conference and others. And from that, on behalf of Internet Service Provider Association of Bangladesh, I like to invite you again in EPNIC 42 and BDNOC 6. Thank you very much.
Okay, and right now, 2:43, and then we are still waiting for the election result, and it is still to come, not yet. So I'd like to have open microphone time slot while waiting for the result. If you have anything which can be shared with the community, please go to the microphone, grab it, put it forward. Of course, it is welcome from the EC side. Members? Any meeting announcements, events, anything?
Should I speak from the mic or from the podium?
Yes.
About the SANOG, I just want to convey about the SANOG.
All right, okay. That's much efficient to come here and then deliver that to the community. Thank you, Rajesh.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the opportunity. ladies and gentlemen, friends. IPNIC is happening from in the September 29 to 6th of October. As per the system in India, we are doing Sanog. And this time we are doing the Sanog in Mumbai at the same hotel, and it will start from 1st of August till 9th of August. As per the suggestion of very friends and the technical friends, this time we are organizing Sanog little bit extended, and in other words I can say a replica of the IPNIC, wherein we will be doing the conferences, workshops and the fellowship, what we are doing in IPNIC. So what I can say is that this will be a very extended Sanog, and a lot of discussion, lot of technical discussion will happen. And I invite on behalf of India, I invite on behalf of NICSI and ISPI to please attend this Sanog. You will be able to experience the IT development activities which is happening under the new government, the Digital India, and under the Digital India, Skill India, Startup, and Make in India. I can assure that the technical person will get the opportunity of the new customer over there. The vendors will get opportunity for the customer again over there. And in turn, you will be finding a lot of development work which is happening and which will happen in India soon. So we, on behalf of ISPI and NICSI, welcome you all to the extended Sanog like IPNIC. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Rajesh, thank you very much for that invitation. We, as I reported earlier, are holding more regular regional meetings around the region in addition to the two major conferences. And in our planning for 2016, I can commit to you that we will definitely plan to have a substantial regional meeting alongside SANOG at that time, and I look forward very much to working with you on it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul, for your kind support, which I am always getting from the IPNIC.
Okay. Let me just add, thanks, Rajesh. Let me just add on the events, on the topic of events, that the Asia Pacific Regional IGF is coming up in Taipei in July, and so there'll be more. There is information about that on the rigf.asia website. One thing to note at the moment is that fellowships are available for that meeting, and they're open right now and only until the 29th of February. So anyone who might like to apply for fellowship support for expenses to attend that meeting, please take a look at the website and take your opportunity to do that before the 29th. Thanks.
Thank you very much. So we have the 10 minutes to go for the plan, the time of the result. Okay, Duncan.
Good afternoon. I think many of you have seen it, but I'd like to just remind everyone that yesterday was the formal opening of a range of grants to the internet community in the Asia Pacific under the ISIF grant program. If you go to the ISIF website, also the APNIC blog, you'll see information on it. But I'd particularly like to highlight the internet research grants that are now open for research proposals from the community. It's a new initiative from the EC. It's a quite substantial funding that's available around internet operational issues. In addition to that, there's funding available for community projects around, funded by the Canadian government, IDRC, as well as APNIC funding. So I really encourage you to share that information with your contacts in the community, and really encourage you to submitting proposals for the grants. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Duncan. Fred. The microphone at the podium also available, if you so wish.
All right.
There seems to be advertising time, so if anyone's got any other announcements of any kind of interest to the community, please feel free.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's one thing in the Pacific Islands that we do, we never refuse an offer. So thank you for offering the podium. First of all, I think I'd like to thank the organizers for Apricot and the host to bring the Apricot closer to the Pacific Islands. As you can see, there's very little Pacific Islanders participants here because of the challenges of the small economy coming to attend Apricot. So this is one great opportunity. I'm sure most of these Pacific Islands have already left. And also I'd like to thank the fellowship funders that has given considerations for the Pacific Islands. Just to stand here and do the advertisement for PACNOG, the Pacific Island Network Operators Group. We'll have one in July, probably in PNG, and another one in December in Fiji. So, you know, you're all welcome, and also welcome to submit any proposals. If you have a great topic that you think is very relevant for the Pacific Islands, you're very welcome to send it to us. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Fred. Still available.
HK NOC, Hong Kong NOC, will have next events in March 18, Friday, PM, and it's a half-day event. We are glad to have Mars from IIJ and also Izumi from JPNIC for, you know, they always come together, but anyway, to come to HK NOC, not really, to deliver different talks. And of course, we also have other speakers. And although this is HK NOC, but we also welcome people from other countries to join us. And I know Gavin from Megaport will also join us, and there may be others. So hope you can join us. And our domain name is www.hknot.net, and you can look at the details over there. And one more. And I'm not sure whether you are from the R&E network background or academic background. And the next APAN, APAN, Asia Pacific Advanced Network meeting will be held in Hong Kong in early August, the first week of August. If you are interested in the R&E developments in Asia Pacific, I highly recommend you come to Hong Kong to join us. And the venue will be in HKU campus. HKU is my competitor, but yeah, I'm helping them. Anyway, the host actually is John's University Computer Center, which is the owner of HARNet, the R&E network in Hong Kong. And the whole week we'll have a lot of different programs, including like IPv6 related, network engineering, medical workshop. And you know, last time in Hong Kong, 2011, we had the joint Apricot APAN, and we provided 8 times 10G to the convention center, and this time I hope they will, you know, make use of the 10G, only one 10G, provided there for let's say 4K video conferencing or something like that to, you know, make use of the good infrastructure in Hong Kong for demo or testing. And yes, and the domain name for the events, I think you may know, is apan.net, www.apan.net. Please look at the details over there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Feel free to say the podium.
Thanks. This is Samit from NPX in Worlding. On behalf of NPX and my country, Nepal, I would like to extend my thanks to APNIC for helping out during the disaster on last April. And in addition to this, we are also inaugurating NPNOG by the end of March. And I would like to welcome anyone, if they can just come down, fly to Nepal and just attend the meeting. Thanks.
Hi, this is Shuan again, and I'd like to take the opportunity to invite you in BidNOG 5. That's happening in April 7 to 11. 11 will be the BidNOG 5 conference along with the ION meeting. So if you're impressed by the video or want to visit Dhaka before the APNIC 42, if you have a chance, you can join BidNOG 5 meeting in Lecture Hotel, Dhaka. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We have an announcement from APNIC.
If no one got anything else, I'd like to announce about the closing dinner tonight. No one else? Okay, the closing dinner is at Regis Hotel on the rooftop, level 10. It's just 5 minutes walk from here. Once you cross the road near the Sky Tower, you see the Regis Hotel. But we will have APNIC staff helping the delegates from the lobby level. So if you be in the lobby around 5:30, we will take you there, or you can walk by yourself. The drinks will be served from 5:30, and the main program starts at 6 o'clock. That's about it, and it's open for everyone. Those who are attending this session, the AGM, it's open for all. So we hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sonny. So still available, but how about going for the vote of thanks? Is that okay? 2 minutes. All right. If anyone can fill the 2 minutes until the planned time, please feel free to grab the microphone.
It's enough for an average YouTube video.
Ooh.
Or for any other announcement, APNIC staff. Do we have anything?
Toshio is coming. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
I'm Toshio. So I know before the report of the election result. However, I want to say just Maimura-san and Chief Hu, and thank you for the long executive council work for the work community. I appreciate for that, and I hope they're working together for the work community continuously. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the kind words. Thank you very much. It's very kind words. Still available? Your job is not as good as fill the 2 minutes. Owen.
Owen DeLong, Akamai. Let's see what I can do with the time. How many of you have V6 in your network? That's more, but it's not enough. If your hand isn't up, find one of the people who put their hand up and ask them how easy it was. It's not that hard, and it's time to get moving. So, that's true. It's not 2 minutes. It's still, however, longer than it took me to implement V6 on my network. So, get with the program.
Thank you. Anything else? It's already at 3 p.m., but I was informed the result is a bit coming later. A bit. A bit. I don't want to say that's not a good job. They are really seriously counting and checking the voting, and then that's really precious process to be mostly fair. No, the utmost, fairness, and then involving a lot of volunteers. That's really appreciated. Then, but sometimes it may delay this kind of thing. Well, thanks. Yep. All right. Can we go to the vote of thanks? Yep.
Okay, well, it is getting to the end, and it's time to thank quite a few people who've been supporting this meeting in this last week. So let's do that. The co-organiser for Apricot, we work together, is APIA. So I would just like to acknowledge the contribution of the APIA board and the volunteers. The board themselves are volunteers, and there are other volunteers, and there's Molly at APNIC, who I think always feels torn to and inclined to go the extra mile for Apricot. So thanks very much to APIA. We've signed an MOU this week between APNIC and APIA that simply says that we are going to continue to cooperate together and keep running this event together. So I really look forward to that in future. Thanks to Dean, thanks to Philip, thanks to Masato. I'm not on the APIA board anymore, so I'm going to omit some people, but thanks to you all for ongoing collaboration and work together. While on Apricot, we really should thank the host of this event. They did get a good thanks at the closing yesterday, but Internet NZ really has put a lot into this. So is Jordan here? Okay, so those of you who've been part of building Internet NZ, congratulations. I know Keith and Dina have been there, and many more too, but they've done a splendid job, and that should be recognised. So let's give them a round of applause. Now, coming to the sponsors who've supported APNIC and the AGM in particular, we have 3 regulars here, and the continual support is really appreciated. So I'd like to ask representatives from CNNIC, JPNIC and TWNIC to please come, and I'd like to present something to you. In that order and all together would be just fine. Thanks. Jessica. So, thanks. Thanks very much. And Achin. Ladies first. That's terribly old school, I know. Congratulations and thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you, Nick. Very well. Thank you. Yeah. Like to hold that there. The closing dinner you've heard about already, but we have sponsors from Akamai and AppG who've made that possible. Generous support that allows the event to be open. So CAMS and AppG. I'm not sure who's left, but let's see. Thanks. Thanks.
Hand up, Jim. Really looking forward to dinner tonight. Yes, thank you. Okay. Thanks. Thank you. More thanks. The SIG chairs and co-chairs, Masato Sumon for the policy SIG. Masato is still with us, maybe not for long. So thanks especially, Masato, for your ongoing service. It's been very valuable, very generous. And a reminder to those who'd like to follow in Masato's footsteps, please step forward. But thanks to you both. NIR SIG, chair and co-chair, so Toshio, thank you. AJ Kumar, who's not here, and Shen Yu, thank you. The Cooperation SIG, of course, the newest and youngest SIG, Dr. Govind, we heard before, thanks very much, and Billy, thanks. APIX, the steering committee, Toyama-san, Chang-san, AJ, the younger AJ, that is, Brian, Kim and Garup, thanks very much. It's fantastic to see the success of APIX going forward, and it's an honour to be part of that. TWNIC, the V6 readiness measurement BOF, which had an extended period this time. It went on very late to show your dedication after the fire, which actually was not a false alarm. It was not a drill. It was the grill. Something caught fire downstairs in the steakhouse. But thank you. Thanks for being here once again, and it's fantastic to see that exercise just gaining more and more momentum. Thanks. And everyone who spoke and moderated sessions here. It wouldn't be possible without you. Keith, thank you for service which is yet to conclude as election chair. So far, so good. Stenos, Nikki and Catherine, who do the magic down here. No one really understands how they do it, but you can see it's fantastic. The APNIC EC and the NC, the Number Council, alias Address Council, APNIC staff, all our colleagues from other RIRs, some of whom have gone off home by now, and the guests who've joined us. Really, it wouldn't be possible without them, but it wouldn't be possible without all of you here either today, during the week, during the workshops, and also those who are joining us online at the moment. Thank you so much. I really hope it's been a good experience. You'll get a chance to tell us how good it was, or if it could be better, in a meeting survey, which I'm sure we'll have details coming out about. So we really do rely on you. We rely on you to be here, but also to make this meeting always better for the sake of all of us. So thank you again. Now there's special thanks coming up here. We know we sort of started a little early. These two guys, Chihu and Akinori, who've been here for a good long time. I've been at APNIC for a long time, but starting with Chihu, he's been here for longer. He was elected, I think, 6 months before I joined APNIC. Obviously strongly involved before that in order to be elected, of course. He was on my interview panel. I remember he was late for the interview. He arrived half an hour at least late. So I had to doubt who this guy was. But actually it happened to be the opening of the new Hong Kong airport, which had sort of shock waves of aviation delay around the world for a little while. But he was delayed, hopped on a long flight, came directly to the interview, and that was my first real meeting with Chihu. But so that was a good start, but since then he's just been a constant presence. I can't remember him missing a meeting or even being late ever again. He's one of the EC members, I think, who's had really the strongest community support. Actually, he's been so much in demand back at home that he's, I know, I hope he doesn't mind me saying, but he's taken personal leave for APNIC business. He's really put in personal time to be here. He's
an IXP guy. He's the founder of, I think, one of the most successful IXPs in the world. And I think, in a way, IXPs kind of represent something that's at the core of APNIC, because as we see with APIX and with the IX community these days, they are technical, it's about technology, but it's also about genuine cooperation. You know, an IXP is a collaborative exercise that's to the benefit of all involved. And I think Chihu has embodied that, and the success of HKIX shows that. You know, his perspectives as an EC member have always been, as far as I'm concerned, spot on and definitely worth listening to. So I've learned a lot from Chihu, and I thank you, Chihu, for your incredible contribution. Next, Akinori. I remember Akinori's election not long after. It was during the first standalone meeting that we had in Brisbane. That was APNIC 10 in October 2000. So again, by that time, in order to be elected, Akinori was very well known in the community. He gave a really funny speech, I remember. He was humble. He was eager and dedicated, very youthful. I wish we had video archives, actually, of those early days, but we don't. But I think, actually, after 16 years, he seems pretty much the same guy. And like Chihu, he's worked very hard for APNIC. I just remember so many times when the end of the day would come at a meeting here in the region, or even a meeting on the other side of the world, and APNIC would still have work to do. You know, he'd be on multi-hour telephone conferences in the early hours of the morning. He explained it actually this morning. He said, I had 3 hours of sleep. I think that's enough. And I think that it seems to be. His contribution has been different from Chihu's. His leadership as the chair has been, as I say, completely dedicated, and also very, very well suited to this community. He's had a dedication to a sort of deliberation in decision making and a consensus. And he takes time to do that. But I have to say, he's actually much more decisive than he sometimes seems. His decisiveness, actually, and his manner of decisiveness have been really, really important on the EC. I guess maybe it's a Japanese way, but it's also a sort of an Asian way, I think. And I've learned a huge amount from Akinori over the years, and I feel I've found a great friend in Akinori, Chihu as well. Just lastly, Akinori has held quite a few other leadership positions. He's been involved with leadership of Japanese organisations and elsewhere as well. This has really shown his respect and his influence around the world. So whether it's RIRs or internet governance or the ICANN communities. And that brings me to just a final point, which is that Akinori has been nominated as board member for ICANN coming up. So he may be moving on from APNIC board to seat number 10 of the ICANN board if he's successful and selected by the Address Council. So I would ask you to consider giving him your support for that, because I think he'd make an outstanding director and he'd be a huge asset for ICANN and also for our region. And also I think ICANN board members are required to work pretty much day and night. So his superhuman resistance to sleep deprivation will be a secret weapon and a huge advantage in the ICANN world. I'm sure of that. So, look, thanks Akinori, thanks Chihu. It's been a pleasure working with you here, and I know you'll be back. I know you will. And I'd just like to present a couple of tokens to you with best wishes for your future. Now, they are somewhere here. And you'll have the chance to say a few words, so please do, and take as long as you like to do that. I have forgotten to do what I should have done, which is that. I'm sorry. I guess people were waving at me and I took no notice at all. So yeah, a few slides from back in the early years. We'll make sure that these things are on the website. Yeah, we go back a fair way. I used to have more grey hair, as I said the other day. And yeah, there's just a couple there. So I mean, they're great memories. Akinori. For recognition of 16 years, rounded up, of dedicated service as a member of the Executive Council 2000 to 2016.
I'm not capable to say. Thank you very much. Yes, 16 years. Yeah, as Paul said, 2000, October, Brisbane, the first meeting on summer standalone ethnic meeting. That was my first time. I suddenly elected to the chair, 2003, without any in-advance notification or any request or negotiation or something. But more surprisingly, the incumbent chairman, Chief Chen, didn't know anything about that. I think it must embarrass you a lot, as well as me. So.
But you've done a better job than
Doing a thing long, of course, bring me a lot of benefit. More and more capable, I think, as doing the chairmanship. Then knowing more and more about what is APNIC, what is APNIC should be, where is the internet should be coordinated. That's actually learned through my experience with APNIC, especially in Executive Council. But that's cannot be happened, cannot be realized without support, full-hearted support from you. I'm very touched with everyone in this floor. Give me a big hands. The best delight of entire my life. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, second and not least, Chihu. So again, presented Chihu Cheng in recognition of his and sincere appreciation of 18 years of dedicated service as a member of the APNIC Executive Council, 98 to 2016.
Thank you. Well, I'm not good at doing speech, but yeah, I do think I have big contribution. In fact, my biggest contribution is selected Paul. Do you agree? That was 1998. As Paul said, I was late, and you know, I was, you know, very stupid and naive at that time. I didn't know going to Australia needed to have visa, and that was Friday night, and that was the last few days of the operations of Hong Kong O Airport. And so I rang David Conrad at the time and said, I cannot come. And David Conrad insisted me to, you know, go. So I went to the embassy on Monday morning, got a visa, and then tried to fly on Monday nights. But that was the very first day of the operations of Hong Kong Airport, HKG, and it was a total chaos. My flight was delayed for, I think, probably 10 hours, 12 hours, and that's the main reason I was late. You know? It's partly my fault, but you know, it's not all my fault. But anyway, I of course, you know, I still could you know, meet with Paul, and I was involved in selecting Paul, and at that time there was 2 other EC members joining the interview panel, including Jeff Houston and Toru Takahashi. And yes, that was my biggest contribution. And I witnessed the growth of APNIC. You know, at that time, APNIC was a very, very young organization. Everything is very primitive, but over the years, with the leadership of Paul, and also with the help of the other EC members, I contributed a bit, of course, but I think now APNIC is a very professional organization with more than 5,000 members. I'm very proud of it, and regarding the chairmanship, and I was shocked at that time when Akinori was nominated, and then he was elected, and as I mentioned, as Akinori mentioned, we're not aware of that before the nomination. But well, after a few years, I think yes, Akinori is a better chairman than me. So I was then the secretary, which is, I think I did a good job. So I'm a better secretary. I better to be a secretary than a chairman. Anyway, I will continue to participate in APNIC activities. I will continue to come to Apricot. In fact, I had not missed any of the previous Apricot conferences. I don't want to break it. I will continue to do it. For APNIC meetings, I need to find more justifications, but I'll try my best. And if you need me in any of the activities related to this community, I'll try my best to contribute and offer help. And probably that's it. Thank you. Thank you for all your support and encouragement over the years. And I miss you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Apparently, I haven't finished. So please come to the website and look at these memories. And if anyone has any more from the early days of APNIC, then we would love to see them and keep them on safely on file. So there we are. Okay, we're finishing up now with the next conference. Of course, you've heard about it now and seen the video, and Simon has told us all about it. Let's remember the workshops 29th to the 3rd and the conference from the 4th to the 6th of October. It's alongside BDNOG. I was at SANOG in January, and it was a fantastic event with well over 300 people, which is a pretty good turnout. And I really think with BDNOG, this next APNIC meeting is also, potentially going to be one of our largest. So please help us to make it that. Please be there and make it happen. The future conference schedule: APNIC 42 in Dhaka, 43 in Ho Chi Minh City, 44 in Taichung, 45 APICOP 2018 in South Asia, and we haven't heard yet from the APIA board about that one. APNIC 46 in 2018 will be in Oceania, Pacific region. So again, that's to be announced. Please stay in touch. The blog is there, and so are all those social network thingies there. You can try any or all of them, and you'll find us there. You'll find APNIC. So see you all ready to roar with the Tigers in Bangladesh. And that looks like that. So back to Akinori for the further formalities. Thanks.
Thank you very much. The usual proceedings goes to the adjournment, but we must not forget something remained. So please let me join. Please join in inviting the Keith Davidson, the election chair for this time, to deliver the result of the APNIC Executive Council election this time. Thank you, David. So, Keith Davidson, Mr. Keith Davidson.
Thank you, Chair. I'm happy to announce that the results are here with me. And I'm also very, very happy to say that there's been no disputes that have been brought up to me. I'd like to call on one of the scrutineers to make comment on the vote counting process. Oh, Ingrid, thank you.
I just wanted to inform everybody that there were no anomalies to report, no irregularities with the counting of the ballots. Everything went very well.
Thank you very much, Ingrid, and thank you, Michael, as scrutineers. The envelope is sealed, so I haven't seen it, and it's a little bit like announcing an Oscar winner, isn't it? So I'm opening it now. Okay, there's quite a bit of detail here. So the total valid paper ballots were 156. The total invalid paper ballots were 0, so total paper ballots counted 156. Total on-site votes 3,116. Total online votes 2,532. Total votes counted 5,648. And I've checked that maths and it's precise. So the vote count for each nominee, this is the combined online and on-site votes. Rajesh Sharia, 1,533. Kam Se-Yung, 1,117. Rupinder Singh Pihan, 1,089. Tomohiro Fujisaki, 1,063. Ma Yan, 763. Sila May, 60. And Muhammad Haruna Rashid, 23. So 5,648 in total. The nominees who are successfully elected to the APNIC Executive Council are Rajesh Sharia, Kam Se-Yung and Rupinder Singh Pahar. Congratulations to the successful nominees. And with that, I'll now hand the results and the voting papers to the APNIC Executive Council Chair. To all the nominees, thank you very much for running for your running of the election. Thank you. Very much. My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much again, Keith, for your service as the election chair. Then we now have the quite brand new lineup of the Executive Council, and then I do expect, and I have no doubt for the new lineup of the Executive Council to do the very good job. And I'd like to invite the successful candidates to say something.
Thank you, friends, for putting the confidence in me. And Paul, as you have seen in 2000, Akinori, first time, you are seeing me also first time in 2016. But one thing I must say, that due to step down of Mr. Akinori and Mr. Chihu, they have put a lot of responsibility on the new EC team. They have created a caliber, and we have to meet that. Without that, we will not be able to succeed. This time, I have brought my wife also along with me, and I hope that the lady luck comes. And one sentence to whom I want to say, every time we say that behind every successful man, there is a wife. But I will say behind every successful man, not behind, beside his successful man is his wife. So I must thanks to my wife, Anita, for tolerating me for so many years since 1998 when I started my IT business. My family, and especially my team, who spent day and night for me for requesting all to vote. I must thanks to the NIXI and ISPI members who have put confidence in me since beginning. I am continuing since 2006, and I hope that I will be up to their confidence. One thing I must share with you, while I was coming, DIT secretary, now the new secretary has joined, Srimati Aruna Sharma. She was very excited and she had put all his confidence in me for getting elected. Nevertheless, one more person is there for pushing me to the contest, Pankaj Chaturvedi and Naresh Ajwani. The Naresh Ajwani you know all, He pushed me a lot for contesting this election, and I must thank all of you for putting the confidence in me, and I hope that I will be able to meet your expectation. Thank you very much.
Just following the order on this paper. Comes.
Thank you, everyone. I actually don't have much prepared to say, but I think I'd like to thank a few people that who support me all over the election process. So my greatest thanks go to Christian Kaufman. He actually encouraged me to go step up to support the community to so that I can enrich myself to a more exposure. And I would like to thank Chihu. He's also working behind the scene and then helping me to giving me a lot of advice. And then I think I'm going to learn much more from him later. And last but not least, I'm going to thank all the APNIC members who voted for me. I will try my best to serve all of you guys with my knowledge and background. So thank you, everyone.
Mr. Lupina Singh Bahar.
Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry in the morning I missed addressing everyone. As a candidate, I got stuck in something. Nevertheless, Akinori, like you, I am also surprised. The way you were elected, you were surprised. I am also surprised. It was in the first week of this month when someone mentioned that why don't you, there is talk of elections, why don't you send your candidature? And mind you, someone else sponsored my candidature from our country. And thereafter, well, I don't know. I'm extremely thankful to all the people who have given me support and pushed me for the elections. APNIC has been doing a wonderful job. We have got stalwarts here, like Akinori and Chihu. We have got a Superman DG, Paul Wilson, who has been at the helm of affairs and probably one of very few compassionate people I have found who really cares for the whole community as a whole. I got associated with with the APNIC in 2005. In between, for a few years, I was a little out of the system, trying to set up a business. And it's now that things had come to a head and we were all rolling, that I have now been able to set myself up, and well, here it is. So I can promise that all efforts that are required to be put will be put. All commitments will be met. Aim would be to go for commitments plus, so that we make, with the cooperation of everyone, APNIC organization
to stand by. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Yes, that's a good point. All right, the annual general meeting comes to the very final part of it. And then, I'd like to mention that Mayam, our secretary, until today, and he couldn't make himself to be here because of the visa process. Then he had 12 years of service, and then within that very long time, he assumed the secretary's position and one of the office holders' position of APNIC EC. Then really respected and with the wisdom of the high level of the technological knowledge. It's really you always pity if sometimes sometimes he had the problem to join in person. So he is definitely the big. One of the biggest contributor for the Executive Council and the APNIC. So please join us. Give him a big hand from here to the Beijing. And then this is kind of the housekeeping notice, but now we have the new lineup of the Executive Council, and the new Executive Council need to have its own meeting right after this AGM is over. It will be 4 p.m., so please make yourself available, and then any logistics will be communicated from the Secretariat. Is that okay? Fine? All right. Okay, then everything is done, I think. Anything missed from Secretary's side? No? Okay, so now I recovered from the incapability to say something. Chief was really great to express my sentiment and then the description of the long years of the APNIC and the Executive Council. I totally agree with Chief Wu. With our Director General Paul Wilson's really excellent leadership and management capability, APNIC keep on just growing up to develop and establish really, really powerful scheme and service. It's really, really good to see, good to observe from my involvement in the Executive Council. So I'm more than happy that APNIC is keep on doing very good business, which influence the entire, not only the region, but influence the entire internet operation and coordination. With that, we will meet next time in Dhaka. So thank you very much, everyone. APNIC annual general meeting is now adjourned. Thank you very much.